I'm not gonna lie, this legit made me kind of angry. Angel Reese receiving a 4th place MVP vote. Not because I dislike Angel Reese, or not because Angel Reese didn't have a terrific rookie season, but because it makes the WNBA look unprofessional.
The WNBA season has come to an end. Some teams are headed into playoffs, others are going home. And most importantly, for the fans, regular season awards have been awarded. Angel Reese's reaction to the MVP has fans speaking and analysis debating all over the internet. Everyone's talking about the unexpected MVP vote Angel Reese has received.
Who the hell was it? Cheryl Swoops? Does Cheryl Swoops having a most valuable player vote? Because Angel Reese got a most valuable player vote. I mean, who can we actually tie that to? I'm crossing my fingers that actually comes out so we can find out who gave Angel Reese a vote.
A'ja Wilson became the first unanimous MVP in WNBA history with an unbelievable season. Reese, who had a great, but from an MVP caliber season, somehow received a 4th place MVP vote. And now the controversy is swirling. How did this happen? And what does it mean for the future of the WNBA? Stick around to see how Angel Reese has lost IT after Caitlin Clark finished 4th in the MVP race, while she got a single 4th place vote. Many fans and analysts are baffled by the decision, especially when you consider her team's 11-22 record and her inconsistent shooting. Despite averaging 13.6 points and 13.1 rebounds per game, Reese found herself in an unexpected position, receiving a 4th place MVP vote. Many fans and analysts are baffled by the decision, especially when you consider her team's 11-22 record and her inconsistent shooting.
No reasonable person would have a problem with A'ja Wilson winning the MVP, but there was one particular head-scratching vote cast, a 4th place tally for Chicago Sky rookie Angel Reese. I would love to know. And if you can find out, if I can find out, if it was Cheryl Swoops that voted her for the MVP, I promise you guys, I will put it out at record speed.
This MVP vote has sparked a bigger conversation, and people are asking how such an outcome is even possible. Reese's reaction only added fuel to the fire, as she expressed frustration over how the media has villainized her in recent years. It's not just about Reese's stats, it's about the broader implications of recognition in the WNBA and what the MVP vote really stands for.
A lot of people not happy. League can't be taken seriously, too much bias going on. If you don't make the playoffs, your name should not have an MVP vote next to it. Yeah, but we've seen it in other leagues. That has happened. This is an embarrassment. There's nothing professional about the WNBA from top to bottom. Shut it down. New league, no people, new people, no NBA involvement. People are pissed. Seriously. This person said, who is Breanna Stewart? Wow. All you need to know is how much of a joke this voting system is. With Angel Reese getting a 4th place vote, the fact that Angel got a vote for MVP shows how biased this process is. That voters should lose their privilege to vote in the future.
How did this one vote create such an uproar? What does it say about the current state of women's basketball? The answers may surprise you. While Angel Reese's MVP vote raised questions, Caitlin Clark's rookie season left no doubt. Clark was on a completely different level, putting up insane numbers like 19.2 points, 5.7 rebounds, and 8.4 assists per game. Needless to say, Caitlin was the leader of her team in assist and second in scoring. But you know what's amazing? She led the league in assists and finished top 10 in scoring.
So, Caitlin Clark, that's right. She finished 4th. The Indiana Fever, Caitlin Clark had a tremendous season, will likely win the WNBA Rookie of the Year award, Angel Reese, as she set numerous records in the first season of her professional career. And, of course, in case we want to know, or you want to know, Frame of reference, 19.2 points a game, 5.7 rebounds a game, 8.4 assists, 41.7% shooting from the field, 34.4% from three-point range, 90.6% free throw percentage, and a partridge.
And let's not forget, she's a rookie. What Clark accomplished in her first season is something most players never achieve, and her impact stretched beyond just the stat sheet. She was the engine driving the Indiana Fever to their first playoff appearance since 2016. And the team's success was largely credited to her playmaking ability. Clark's basketball IQ is off the charts, and her ability to read defenses and make impossible passes created opportunities no one else could see. Even in high-pressure moments, she showed composure far beyond her years.
I mean, Caitlin Clark, and I think when I looked the other day, she had broken roughly like 60, it was over 60 records, either WNBA records, franchise records, Indiana Fever, or WNBA rookie records. And she's got the most assists in the game, 19 ever. I mean, 2 triple-doubles as a rookie. That's when I think that after that last triple-double, I said, oh, she's got a real argument for MVP. Never mind all the other stuff she's done for this league, like revenue, talking about gate, ticket sales, attendance, and, of course, television viewership.
Even though Clark finished 4th in the MVP voting, many thought she deserved to be higher. Her playmaking ability and the way she made her teammates better set her apart, where she was running the offense like a veteran, making difficult passes look easy, and creating opportunities that nobody else could. Comparing Clark's impact to Reese's, it's hard to understand how the MVP vote panned out the way it did. Clark was making headlines for all the right reasons, but somehow she ended up behind Reese in the vote, and fans aren't happy about it. In the middle of all this MVP chaos, Angel Reese took to Twitter to call out the media for the way they've treated her over the past 2 years. She didn't hold back, saying the media has benefited from my pain and villainized her to create a narrative. Reese feels like the criticism has gone beyond basketball and turned into something personal. She also pointed out that other players are now dealing with similar treatment, and it's time for things to change.
Honestly, it's been a lot of nonsense. I think in my 11-year career, I've never experienced the racial comments from the Indiana Fever fan base. We had her face on a serious matter that happened in this world, and it's unacceptable.
She said a mouthful already. The Indiana Fever fan base that Caitlin Clark has had her face on, and all the racial comments and racism that's coming from that fan base. Caitlin Clark doesn't own that fan base. You can't put that on Caitlin Clark.
After Elisa Thomas of the Connecticut Sun called out Indiana Fever fans for racist remarks during a playoff game, Reese jumped in to criticize how the media and league have allowed this behavior to persist. It's clear she's had enough and is using her platform to push back. Reese even started her own podcast to take control of her story, saying, "Something has to change."
Angel Reese saying that the media has created a narrative that she's a villain, and that narrative has brought out hate directed at her. Blaming the media for all of it is a little bit disingenuous, because Angel Reese became a villain because of the way she acted on the court. The pointing at the ring finger. When Kennedy Carter cheap-shotted Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese is the Bill Laimbeer of the WNBA, with Caitlin Clark being Michael Jordan. Bill Laimbeer was villainized for what he did on the court. The cheap shot fouls and the racial aspect of it. Hey, look, Michael Jordan was the black guy. Everybody loved him. Bill Laimbeer was the white guy. Everybody hated him. It wasn't racial. It was about the persona. Caitlin Clark is perceived as a humble, nice young woman. And we have seen Angel Reese present herself as a smug person who throws shade and exhibits poor sportsmanship.
The issue of racism in the WNBA has been pushed to the forefront, especially after Elisa Thomas called out Indiana Fever fans for offensive remarks. The league quickly condemned the actions, issuing a statement that they won't tolerate racist, derogatory, or threatening comments toward players. While these are necessary steps, it's important to remember that this kind of hate comes from a small group of trolls, not the real fans who support the league.
Following those strong comments, the WNBA released the following statement. In part, it read, "While we welcome a growing fan base, the W will not tolerate racist, derogatory, or threatening comments made about players, teams, and anyone affiliated."
The WNBA's focus on addressing these issues is crucial, but there's another opportunity they might be missing: Caitlin Clark. She's a once-in-a-generation player who is drawing massive attention and could be a huge boost for the league. Instead of leaning into the controversy around Reese, the WNBA should focus more on promoting Clark's extraordinary talent and growing fan base. With her breaking records and drawing large crowds, the league has a chance to turn this moment into something bigger by spotlighting Clark's star power.
If you don't want to be a villain, the simplest way to accomplish that is to look in the mirror, understand your own contribution to the narrative, and make some changes. And if you do that, you're here in Chicago, I'm very happy. I would be very happy to become a fan of yours, but you have to make the changes that would allow for that to happen. And complaining about the fans and complaining about the media is just going to drive people further in the other direction.
The controversy surrounding Angel Reese's MVP vote and her outspoken criticism of the media has opened up serious conversations about fairness and bias in the WNBA. While addressing issues like racism and the treatment of players as players important, the league also needs to capitalize on the talent and momentum Caitlin Clark is bringing to the game. Clark is changing the face of women's basketball and the WNBA and needs to recognize this opportunity. Will the WNBA recognize the opportunity they have and shift the spotlight to players like Caitlin Clark, or will the distractions continue? What are your thoughts on the citation? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more WNBA content.